Negotiations are part of our daily lives.
Negotiations are part of our daily lives.
No matter where you go, you
No matter where you go,
have to enter a negotiation.
you have entered. You had to enter the negotiation at some point in your life.
At some point in your life. Sometimes they involve many people,
Sometimes they involve many
and sometimes
people. Sorry. Sometimes they involve many people, and sometimes they involve as a few as two.
they involve as few as two persons.
Huh? What the f-
Sometimes they
Sometimes they involve many people, and sometimes they involve as a few as a two-person
persons.
strangely
Strangely,
persons strangely animals don't have to
animals don't have to negotiate.
negotiate, and even if they do, we'll never know it.
And even if they do, we'll never
They do, we'll never know it.
know it. But
But being
being humans, we often need to reach a conclusion or agreement to accomplish a but being human,
but being humans, we often need to reach a conclusion, or agreement to accomplish
is a common
a common goal. It might not sound like a big deal,
but there is a common goal. It might not seem like a big deal, but there are
but there are various aspects of negotiation that are often
and
ignored
that
and
results in
that result in conflict. You might have seen people fighting over different perceptions of the same issue. What do you think? Sometimes simple talks
terms into
turn into people getting frustrated and throwing tables or chairs at each other. Those conflicts occur because
those conflicts occur because people don't
people don't spend enough time learning. People don't spend enough time learning how to negotiate properly. Sadly,
people don't spend enough time learning how to negotiate properly.
properly. Sadly, proper negotiation are underrated among ordinary
Sadly, proper negotiations are underrated among
among or, or, ordinary
people.
ordinary
Ordinary.
ordinary.
And learning about it is
Sadly, proper negotiations are underrated among ordinary people, and learning about it is considered a waste of time and energy. The word negotiation itself gives pen to the talk and sounds done,
word negotiation itself gives pain to the tongue and sounds dull, doesn't it?
sounds done, doesn't it?
Luckily,
Luckily, in this video, I'll share the share the top strategy strategies from the book Getting to Yet.
in this video, I'll share the top strategies from the book. Get
Strategies from the book.
into yes.
Get into yes. That will teach you how to negotiate verbally, avoid conflict, and thus become
Thus,
That will teach you how to negotiate properly, avoid conflicts, and thus become a better negotiator.
and thus uh
That will teach you how to negotiate.
and thus
Become a better
become a better negotiator. Alrighty. So without further ado, ado.
negotiator. Alrighty, so without further ado,
Gì trời? Cái gì?
dude, let's dive right in. The negotiator. Alrighty, so without further ado,
A better negotiator. Alrighty. So without further ado,
let's dive right in.
let's dive right in lesson number 1. Avoid missing people. Lesson number 1. Avoid missing people with the problem. with the problem. Any Cái này nó ngu quá.
Die writing. Lesson number 1. Avoid
Let's die. Let's die right. In a let's die right writing. Lesson number 1. Avoid missing people with the problem. Any negotiation had three things in common: people, problem, and conclusion. Common people, problem, and conclusion. More often than not, people get missing.
people, problem, and conclusion. More often than not, people get mixed with the
We make with the problem on the personal level. When the issue at hand gets mixed with people, the relationship suffers. Imagine you are having a conversation.
relationship suffers.
People, the relationship suffers. Imagine you're having a conversation with your boss, but amid the negotiation, you think that
Get
your
your boss
boss,
with your boss. But amid
but amid the negotiation, you think,
your boss. But amid the negotiation, you think that your boss is a with your boss.
but amid the negotiation, you think that your boss is. What if the boss starts feeling way, the same way about you? What do you think?
Way about you.
What would happen then? Your relationship with your boss will become worse, and the negotiation won't reach
Relationship with your boss will become worse, and
and worse. And the negotiation won't reach its conclusion. That way, both you and the boss will end up in a lose or win-lose situation.
lose or win-lose situation.
When you miss people with the problem,
Think
things tend to take a terrible turn. People have different
tend to take a terrible turn.
terrible turn. Things tend to take a terrible turn. People have different perceptions, and it affects how and what they think during a negotiation.
Think of perception.
Think of perception as a role way for negotiation. If both parties' perceptions are in harmony, their negotiation will be more likely to reach win-win conclusion. And conversely, if both parties'
These perceptions
perceptions don't align well, negotiation will suffer. How good how good would it be? How good would it be if everybody could switch their perceptions just by changing their class? Sadly, it doesn't happen in reality. People have their own perception perception difference is the root of conflict during any negotiation. Conflict during any negotiation, always remember that people have their own emotion and world will try to avoid conflict and as much as possible often those emotions skill skill
possible.
often those emotions skill how people see a certain thing. The first step is to separate people
Certain thing.
a certain thing. The first step is to separate people
The first step is to separate people
from the problem. Never hungry while having a negotiation. From the problem, never hurry, never hurrying while having a negotiation.
from the problem. Never hurry while
Never hurry while having a
having
negotiation.
a negotiation. The ideal way is to keep the problem at the center.
The ideal way is to keep the problem in the center.
Your goal must be clear to solve the problem at hand.
Your goal must be clear to solve the problem at hand.
There might be other underlying issues as well.
There might be other underlying issue as well.
That's why understanding these teeny tiny aspects of such communication is essential.
That's why understanding these the teeny, teeny,
Teeny. Tiny.
the teeny tiny aspect aspects of such communication is essential. Lesson number two, Fleming is one of the fastest way to accomplish what you know the recipe for perfect. That's why understanding these teeny tiny aspects of such communication is essential. Lesson number two, Fleming is one of the fastest ways to accomplish want to know the recipe for the perfect.
Lesson number two, blaming.
No. And
Tiny aspects.
instead of such, there might other that's why understanding this teeny tiny aspect of such communication is essential. Lesson number two, planning is one of the fastest way. Planning is plan. Yeah. Planning is one of the fastest way to accomplish want to know the result for the perfect disaster negotiation. Negotiation tell the people party.
Of such communication is essential. Lesson number two, blaming is one.
Lesson number two, blaming is one of the fastest ways to remain complete. Blaming is one of the fastest ways to create conflict.
Of the fastest ways to create conflict. Want to know the recipe for a perfect.
Want to know the recipe for the perfect disastrous disastrous negotiation? Tell the other party
Disastrous negotiation. Tell the
relation. Tell the other party how wrong
other party how wrong they are,
they are,
and everything wrong.
and everything wrong that happens in this world is their fault.
And what happens in this world is their fault.
Their fault.
It's easy to put
It
the blame on someone, isn't it?
It is easy to put the blame on someone. Isn't it?
But it's hard to analyze the situation appropriately.
But it's hard to analyze the situation appropriately.
Appropriately.
Appropriately. Situation appropriately.
When you show someone their fault, they instantly feel threatened by it.
When you show someone their fault, they instantly feel threatened by it.
Threatened.
Threat.
threatened,
threatened, threatened,
threatened,
threat, threatened, threatened, threat, threat, threaten,
threatened,
threat, threaten by it,
and close them.
and close their mind. This become close their mind. Yes, mind.
This becomes a hindrance to the smooth flow. Feel threatened by it, and close their mind.
This become a hindrance to smooth.
hindrance, smooth,
This becomes the hindrance to the smooth.
This becomes a hindrance to the
Smooth flowing of ideas idea between both practice two parties. So be frank during your negotiation.
of ideas between both parties. So be frank.
Parties. So be frank during your negotiation.
Encourage
the other party to put their ideas and interests out in an authentic
the other party to put their ideas and interests out in an
way.
way. Lesson number 3. Be more detailed while putting.
Lesson number 3. Be more detailed while putting out. Be more detailed. Be more detailed. Be more detailed. Why? Be more detailed. Why putting out your interests.
Putting out your interests.
Interests. Be more detailed. Be more detailed. Why putting out your interests.
Most negotiations
go wrong due to a lack
wrong due to a lack of clarity.
to a lack of clarity of interest of both practice instead of using rhetoric sentences you.
Instead of using generic sentences, you should prefer.
You should refer using more detailed sentences.
Using more detailed sentences.
For instance, if you're a startup founder and negotiating with an investor,
if you're a startup founder and negotiating with an investor,
you should give him more context about your idea, like why you started your startup.
Give him more context about your idea, like why you started your startup. Who is your
target
target audience?
Who is your target audience? Etc.
Who is your target audience?
Etc.
You should give who is your target audience, etc.
Who is your target audience, etc. Instead of giving generic ideas.
Instead of giving generic ideas. Often people get lazy
and keep their argument To shock with create. To shock with. To shock with
and
create.
keep their arguments too short, which creates confusion.
Which creates confusion. Avoid this at all costs.
Avoid this at all costs. If possible,
If possible, ask the other side to be more elaborative
ask the other side to be
in their arguments.
more elaborative in their argument.
Elaborative in their arguments.
Most people think that
Most people think that details are unnecessary and it eat away time.
details are unnecessary. I need to wait time.
So they try to rush through the negotiation and try to reach a
negotiation
conclusion as fast as possible. This might help one reach a conclusion
as fast as possible.
as fast as possible. This
This
might help one reach a conclusion
one reach a conclusion
faster, but it won't help one find the right
but it won't help one find the right conclusion.
Help one find faster, but it won't help one find the right conclusion. Logically, it's not too impossible. Conclusion locally, logically, it's not too impossible to reach an agreement without cooperating and considering on the arguments or the advantage of the encouraging and
Logically, it's next to impossible to reach an agreement without cooperating and considering all the arguments.
Arguments. Okay. But it won't help one find the right conclusion. Logically, it's not too impossible to reach an agreement without cooperating and considering on the argument. Considering on the argument.
Another advantage of
Another fan of encouraging 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 a cooperative approach is that both sides
become
the advantage of encouraging a cooperative approach is that both sides become compatible with each other, with further often room for the healthy
uncomfortable with each other, which further opens room for healthy discussion.
Discussion, even in the case of formal
negotiations.
Ý là không
Further
có
opens room for healthy
gì không.
discussion.
Even in the case of the formal negotiations, when it happens, the negotiation gets more efficient.
The negotiation gets more
efficient.
A
healthy cooperative environment during negotiation is a lubricant environment during negotiation acts as a lubricant
and reduces
and reduce friction between both sides.
friction between
Both sides.
sides. Lesson number 4. Consider the
Lesson number 4. Consider the possibility of being wrong.
possibility of being wrong. It's so weird that
It's so way
people in
that
Weird.
it's so weird that people entirely
highly ignore the
ignore the possibility of being
possibility of being biased.
biased. But ignore the possibility of being biased or wrong while making
Or wrong while making
certain statements.
Being humans,
Being humans, we tend to think that what we say or think is right,
we tend to think that what we say or think is right. And we
couldn't be more wrong. Ego might be one reason
be more wrong. Ego might
ego might be one reason
be one reason
why people assume
assume
that they are right right on the time. This becomes an issue when both sides
they're right all the time. This becomes an issue when both sides
this become an issue when both sides act the same way. In that case, no conclusion is reached. reached 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 reached
In that case, no conclusion is reached, since no
side is considering the possibility of error.
side is considering the possibility of error.
This might sound like a small thing, but it affects how negotiation go on.
But it affects how negotiations
Go on.
Lesson number 5. Figure out
Lesson number 5. Figure out what's in it for the other party.
what's in it for the other party.
Other party.
Pretty often, what happens
Pretty often, what happens is that one side gets so self-absorbed in achieving
happens is that one side gets so self-absorbed in achieving
Absorbed.
pretty often. What happens is that one side gets so self-absorbed in achieving gains that it hardly pays any attention to the other side's interest.
that it hardly pays any attention to the other side's interest.
As a result, the other side loses interest.
The other side loses interest.
Any negotiator, before entering into a negotiation, thinks and asks himself,
before entering into a negotiation, thinks and asks himself,
The nation thinks and asks himself,
what's in it for me?
what's in it from me? If there is no gain, then what's
If there is no gain, then what's the point of
the point of tiring negotiation? Right.
final negotiation? Right? As a good
As a good negotiator, you have to figure out what's in it for both you and
negotiator, you have to
the
figure out what's in it for both you and the other
and the other party and try to find common ground.
party and try to find common ground. If you can figure
If you can figure out clearly what the other negotiator exactly the way other negotiator exactly wants, you can
out clearly what the other negotiator exactly wants,
negotiator exactly want,
can improve your
you can improve your change chances chances
chances of success.
Chances.
chances improve your chances of success.
Lesson number 6. Have a strategy.
Lesson number 6, have a chain a strategy
Strategy.
Lesson 6, have a strategy back to fall back on. How a strategy to fall back on.
Strategy to fall back on.
To fall back on. Back on. Negotiation is a game of arguments
Negotiation is a game of arguments.
of game of arguments.
It's good to encourage
It's good to encourage ideas for the other party,
from the other party. But at the same
but at the same time, you must not go in lost. Must not go in lost. But at the same time, you must not go in lost.
time, you must not go in loss. A good strategy
A good strategy protect you from a loss and provides enough chance to both sides.
protects you from a loss and provides enough gains to both sides.
It would it, it would be bad if you also consider the possibility of the other side
Best if you also consider the possibility of the other side
of the other side
dominating you.
dominating you. You must be ready for the worst worst
You must be ready for the worst case and
worst case scenario
for the
scenario.
dominating you. You must be ready for the worst
You must be ready for the worst case
scenario.
scenario.
For those
For those
moments
moments when you read corner,
when you get cornered,
corner, when you get corner, the author advised that you should have a bottom line.
author advises that you should have a bottom line. For example,
For example, if you're discussing a deal, if you are discussing a deal, you must be set the lowest or the highest.
you're discussing a deal, you must set
you are discussing a deal. You must set the lowest or the highest
the lowest, or the highest
possible rate in your mind right from the start.
in your mind right from the start. In case you get
cornered by the other party, you should use on the option to
cornered by the other party, you should use all the options
to make sure that you don't get below the lowest rate.
sure that you don't get below the lowest rate.
Below the lowest rate.
Remember that.
Remember that. An ideal conclusion includes some form of gain for both.
An ideal conclusion includes some form of gain for both sides.
To both sides. Now, you tell me, which strategies do you
Now you tell me, which strategies do you use
do you do you during negotiations, and what are your biggest takeaways from this video? Biggest takeaway.
for negotiations? And what are your biggest takeaways from this
Video.
video?
Leave a comment below and let me know.
Leave a comment
Let me know.
and let me know. I highly
encourage you purchase summary. This video talk about six lessons for 6 lessons to communication in the group, in work, in your job, your career, your communication in order, and is and it tutorial chỉ show you this way make you confident and create you create cái gì thầy. Nói chung là cái video này nó nói về cái 6 cái cách để mà có thể giao tiếp với những cái người làm trong công ty, làm trong một cái môi trường làm việc, cách để mà có thể giúp mình được tôn trọng hơn trong cái công việc của mình, cách để thuyết phục người về cái những cái ý kiến của mình, tôn trọng mình hơn, và giữ cho những cái mối quan hệ nó trong công việc nó bình thường, một cách vui vẻ hòa đồng hơn, chứ không không có đối đầu nhau. Đơn giản là gì, đúng không? Nên là ờ, and nó giúp cho chúng ta, giúp mình gì? Hiểu được cái tôi hả? Đưa cái tôi, hạ thấp cái tôi của mình xuống và lắng nghe những cái ý kiến của người xung quanh nhiều hơn để mà ờ, gọi là cái gì? À, cái gì nè? Để có thể dễ dàng hiểu nhau và ừm, có thể trao đổi nhiều hơn những cái yêu cầu của nhau hơn, tránh xung đột, cãi vã và có thể ảnh hưởng đến những cái giá trị trong công việc, những cái tiền, những cái mối quan hệ đối tác hay là trong nhân viên trong công ty. Ok. Anh ngáo đáo quá, anh đọc cái này không có sốt, anh ngáo quá, sorry.